My name is Martin, and I channel the energies of Jesus and Mary. Their message is always one of unconditional love and non judgment. Every week, here in this beautiful chapel in my home in Pueblo, Colorado, I offer online channeling sessions. After a prayer and a brief meditation, I allow the energies of Jesus and Mary to come through and answer the questions that the participants pose. There are no rules and no question is off limits. This video contains the question, does praying regularly for the same thing mean that I have less faith? Let's see what Jesus and Mary had to say about that. Question. You said earlier that if you ask for a miracle or something with a degree of faith, then it could be further manifested or granted. I often ask for the same thing throughout the week, every day. Does asking regularly mean that I have less faith? Or is it good to keep a prayer request in mind and consistently ask for it? Answer from Jesus and Mary. It's not about the words, it's about the intention. We don't listen to your words, actually. We feel your vibrations. So if you keep asking for the same thing over and over again, it might sound from a purely objective human level as though you're nagging. And you're nagging because you didn't think we heard you the first time. So you have to ask again. That's at your level, your human level. Or if you're telling somebody else, that might be what somebody else might say to you. If you ask the same thing every day, but in your heart you're saying, I'm just asking for this, I haven't received it yet, but I believe it's coming, and I'm just keeping it out there, I'm just making sure that it's out there, I'm just putting it out there, and you do have faith, even if it's a small amount of faith, you do have faith that it's going to come, then that's what we see. That's the vibration that we're feeling. If you're asking and then it hasn't happened, and then you have the feeling, well, they must not have heard me, or maybe I wasn't shouting loud enough, or maybe I wasn't making myself clear, or maybe they're just too busy with a lot of other things, so I'm going to tell them again, I'm going to remind them. Then that introduces resistance. That is doubt that is being introduced, and the doubt kills the germ. It kills the seed that you've planted. Now, we're not saying that you're not going to receive what you asked, but what we're saying is that you are not totally in a receptive mode to receive. It is better just to accept the fact that we really want you to have everything you're asking. We want you to be happy. We want you to be fulfilled. But you have made a choice to be in this physical animal body. You have made the choice to learn certain things, and there are certain answers and manifestations that, by the nature of your physical world, take a certain amount of time. There are just time periods that are required for certain things to be accomplished, and they can't be accomplished before then. So if you can reach the point where you ask us for something, and you believe, and you release all the time limits, and even though you don't see it, even though it might take a year or 2 years, the time doesn't matter. It will eventually come to you when the timing is right. If you can reach that point, then you can ask us and put it out there and forget about it. But if you are still aware of the fact that you don't have it, even though you have asked for it, instead of asking again, consider saying, I know I've asked you and I thank you. I wish it would have happened now, but I accept the fact that there is a process, and even though it's hard for me, I do accept that fact. I do believe and I thank you that eventually it will come. We don't want you to make work of it. We're not giving you homework to do. We're just trying to answer your question in a way to give you a little bit of clarity without putting a burden on you. And we know that you understand. Follow-up question. I know that there are some prayer groups that pray for the salvation of the world or for people that they love, that they'll just be watched over or cared for. And some of them pray with fervency almost every day or meet several times a week to pray. Does meeting frequently also apply to creating resistance? If you constantly meet as a group and pray for others, does that mean you have no faith? Or does it mean that you're willing to give more time and energy to making it manifest? Answer from Jesus and Mary. It's the same answer. It depends on the vibration, the intention, and the understanding. It is a good thing to get together and pray. It is a good thing to pray for the peace of the world. It is a good thing to send your love and blessings to others and wish them the very best. But if it is done with the idea that the louder I pray, the more fervently I pray, the more God will hear me, then that is maybe not necessarily resistance, it's more a lack of faith. It depends on each individual that is there that is praying. It depends on the intention of the person, the reason for doing it, and what's really in the heart. And this is something that you cannot know. Your question is very valid, but the answer for you is to be open with us. Have that communion with us and be honest. And if you don't understand, if you don't believe, if you can't grasp it, then just say so, because we love it when you're open. You ask us questions, and we're always there to help. We want to help. We want to help all these people, but sometimes they cannot hear our voice because they're yelling and screaming so hard, even though they mean well. But things work out for them, things work out for you. Anybody that's on a path that is leading them to frustration will eventually have an opportunity to learn and realize, okay, I should try it a little bit differently. For information on how to participate in an online channeling session, visit Channeling with Jesus and Mary at meetup.com. For information on this ministry, visit jesusmary.org. Comments have been disabled for this video, but please feel free to send questions or comments to info@jesusmary.org. Thank you for watching.